country New South Wales. Do you know 150 years ago, Australia's best known poet lived in this area? His name was Andrew Barton Patterson, but we know him as Banjo Patterson. You might know some of his poetry. He wrote The Man from Snowy River and Waltzing Matilda. But one of his most memorable characters is Mulga Bill, and this is the story of Mulga Bill and his adventure with his bicycle. Our story was illustrated by twin sisters, Kilmany and Deborah Nyland. Mulga Bill's Bicycle by Banjo Patterson. 'Twas Mulga Bill from Eaglehawk that caught the cycling craze. He turned away the good old horse that served him many days. He dressed himself in cycling clothes, resplendent to be seen. He hurried off to town and bought a shining new machine. And as he wheeled it through the door, with air of lordly pride, the grinning shop assistant said, "Excuse me, can you ride?" "See here, young man," said Mulga Bill. "From Walgett to the sea, from Conroy's Cap to Castlereagh, there's none can ride like me. I'm good all round at everything, as everybody knows, although I'm not the one to talk. I hate a man that blows. But riding is my special gift, my chiefest sole delight. Just ask a wild duck, can it swim? A wildcat, can it fight? There's nothing clothed in hair or hide, or built of flesh or steel. There's nothing walks or jumps or runs on axle, hoof or wheel. But what I'll sit, while hide will hold and girths and straps are tight, I'll ride this here two-wheel concern right straight away at sight." 'Twas Mulga Bill from Eaglehawk that sought his own abode, that perched above the Deadman's Creek, beside the mountain road. He turned the cycle down the hill and mounted for the fray. But ere he'd gone a dozen yards, it bolted clean away. It left the track and through the trees, just like a silver streak. It whistled down the awful slope towards the Deadman's Creek. It shaved a stump by half an inch. It dodged a big white box. The very wallaroos in fright went scrambling up the rocks. The wombats hiding in their caves dug deeper underground. But Mulga Bill, as white as chalk, sat tight to every bound. It struck a stone and gave a spring that cleared a fallen tree. It raced beside a precipice as close could be, and then, as Mulga Bill let out one last despairing shriek, he made a leap of 20 feet into the Deadman's Creek. 'Twas Mulga Bill from Eaglehawk that slowly swam ashore. He said, "I've had some narrow shaves and lively rides before. I've rode a wild bull round a yard to win a £5 bet, but this was sure the darndest ride that I've encountered yet. I'll give that two-wheeled outlaw best. It's shaken all my nerve to feel it whistle through the air and plunge and buck and swerve. It's safe at rest in Deadman's Creek. We'll leave it lying still. A horse's back is good enough henceforth for Mulga Bill." See you next time.